The Attorney General's chambers has trained its guns on the Bar Council for the latter's stinging criticism of the prosecution unit's late application for a discharge not amounting to an acquittal, DNAA, in the much anticipated Zahid Hamidi trial. One has to be reminded that the Bar Council's press statement of 7 September 2023 came in response to the AGC's own lackadaisical and meek two-paragraph response of 5th September, which was devoid of any thorough reasoning. In essence, window dressing. Stung by the Bar Council riposte, the AGC jabbed back with a 6-page media statement which came on the very same day of the Prime Minister denying any involvement in the DNAA made in favour of his deputy. This time, the AGC detailed, inter alia, 11 reasons expounded in applying for a DNAA in Zahid Hamidi's matter. A cursory glance at the 11 reasons will reveal that the same 11 was presented by the DPP appearing before Justice Dato' Colin Lawrence Sakura before the order was given in favour of the accused. A closer look at the 11 reasons now do really seem to ring hollow. Reasons numbers 2, 3, 4 and 5 basically regurgitate the 4 representation letters sent by Zahid's lawyers, all dated 11, 12, 13 and 14 months respectively after Zahid was ordered to enter his defence. Also, it states that investigations into the case was hurried, careless and premature, allegedly. Note that this is after defence was called. The prosecution had called 99 prosecution witnesses in a span of 3 years, 2019, till defence was called in January 2022. Reason number 6 given was that the reputation of the AGC and MECC was at stake, including the perception of being controlled by certain quarters. The opposite seems true. By suddenly retracting the case now, it seems to paint the exact picture which allegedly the AGC was trying to avoid in the very first place. Reason number 7 is that the DNAA is the only option to ensure no miscarriage of justice is done. But what about the fact that prima facie was established and that the accused had a case to answer? This reason too is highly questionable. Then, reasons 8, 9, 10 all focus on the RCI which the government had agreed to in relation to the Tommy Thomas memoirs, where allegedly there are indications of selective prosecution. But Zahid is in cabinet. Does that not reek of conflict or bias? Also, was this line of defence put forth during the prosecution stage? If not, that would be tantamount to afterthought. Reason 11 is the internal memo dated October 2018, where a senior deputy public prosecutor opined that the elements of the charge cannot be fulfilled. But when Zahid was ordered to enter his defence, doesn't that memo fade into oblivion? Which leaves us with only reason number 1, that after 15 witnesses called by the defence, including the accused himself, the prosecution was of the opinion that their testimonies have to be scrutinized by the AGC as well as MACC, the investigating body. But weren't all these witnesses cross-examined by the learned deputy public prosecutors in court before His Lordship the trial judge? Thus, it seems that the AGC is digging a hole it cannot get itself out. One has to remember that alarm bells were ringing in this case ever since the Sheraton move occurred. Despite having the same Attorney General, at the time the last 2 Prime Ministers of Malaysia, PM8 and PM9, were in office, nothing like this happened till Monday, the 4th of September. Then, the sudden replacement of Raja Rosella Rajatoran, the lead prosecutor whose outstanding stewardship of the prosecution led to the accused being asked to enter his defense. That too, no answers. The AGC left the learned judge with no other option but to either order a DNAA or a full acquittal. The judge granted a DNAA. After all, it was his lordship who found the elements of the charges being fulfilled, prima facie. The AGC is indeed flogging a dead horse, futile and only increasing the depths of despair Malaysians are feeling in this matter. All eyes are now firmly fixed on the newly minted Attorney General, and he is already on the clock, being timed by the Rakyat in the so-called need to further investigate call. And in this fiasco, public funds and judicial time are wasted.